Folsom Field, the site of tonight's Pac-12 conference matchup between the University of Southern California Trojans and the University of Colorado Buffaloes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Radio 1190 pregame show presented by BSNDenver. I'm Andrew Haubner, and alongside me, one of BSN's best, Jake Shapiro. Shap, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. The Buffs hockey team just lost, and so did the basketball team, but maybe the football team can change the fortunes.
And the football team hoping to right a couple of the wrongs done earlier to Colorado sports teams. One of the positives, though, men's and women's cross country both won the Mountain Regionals of the NCAA today, continuing the dynasty. But that's not what we're here talking about. What we are here talking about is football. The Colorado Buffaloes taking on the USC Trojans here tonight in Folsom. And Shap, a big crowd is expected. The Folsom Frenzy is, let's just say they are getting something prepared for the fans tonight. Do you think that this is going to be a good time for fans and to be filling Folsom tonight?
Yeah, I don't know if you can actually see the back of our shot here, but they're actually about to do the card stunt here. Folsom Frenzy is pumped for this game. I think the general public is pumped for this game. Friday night, ESPN, Friday night under the lights. People love that, and it's going to be a great time. I think people are going to come out to see this great USC Trojans team take on Colorado football team that's been pretty solid this year compared to how they've done the last few years.
In Colorado 4-6. Unfortunately, they only have one win in Pac-12 play this season. On the other side, you have USC, who has probably been one of the better teams in the conference so far since Clay Helton took over for Steve Sarkisian. And so what do you see out of this USC team? They have a ton of weapons, but there's got to be a few that you think are above all others in that sense.
Well, Cody Kessler is one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the Pac-12. He's fantastic. The wide receivers have burned Colorado in the past of USC. I'm looking to Kenneth Crawley to stop the USC wide receivers in this game. And Colorado's run defense needs to come out and stop USC's running game, because Colorado, albeit USC is a great team and USC, the computers really like them. Colorado actually does have a chance in this game. We've seen them compete with teams like UCLA, their brethren from California. But Colorado, they have some difficulties, and we're going to get into that in a second.
And Sefo Liufau, the starting quarterback of Colorado, has been actually kind of trending upward as of late. He's been playing pretty well, but there's still some people that think that he lacks that one final ability to be able to get a drive in clutch, to be able to pass in clutch, be able to just do everything in a clutch moment. That is the difference between a win and a loss. Do you think tonight can be the night that Sefo finally sets it straight?
Well, Friday night under the lights, black jerseys. It's Folsom magic. Why not tonight? If it's not tonight, maybe it's never. I don't know if Sefo Liufau has that ability to be a winner, quote unquote, or to be the clutch player. But tonight might be that game where we find out this last time for this season, can Sefo Liufau do it? Because if it's not now, it might never happen, being a junior here on senior night in Boulder.
And this is the final home game of the season for the Colorado Buffaloes. A ton of seniors leaving, including one Nelson Spruce. Now, Nelson Spruce, as many of you know, set numerous Pac-12 records, is closing in on a few more tonight and in the coming weeks. Do you think that Nelson Spruce is poised for another record-setting night, or is he going to have it's going to be stiff competition out there, won't it?
Man, he's 2 tuds away from that all-time touchdown record in Colorado history. Man, I love being a part of history. It'd be fun to see Nelson Spruce do that, especially on his senior night. Nelson Spruce is such a good guy. I think we're all rooting for that in the Colorado media. So I'd like to see Nelson Spruce do that. I think he has the ability to do that. Last game, last Saturday, he almost had 2 touchdowns. He missed a screenplay, and he dropped the ball in the end zone. So he has the ability to perhaps get in the end zone and beat Michael Westbrook's record of the Colorado receiving record. It's Michael Westbrook, right? I believe so. Yeah, just making sure.
So for more expert analysis, we're going to head it down on the field to Joe Parris and Ryan Koenigsberg. Guys, what do you hear down there?
Thanks, guys. We're field level down at Folsom Field. Joe Parris alongside Ryan Koenigsberg from BSNDenver. The final home game of the year in Boulder. Ryan, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight, but the question will be, can Colorado's defense contain Cody Kessler?
It's honestly, that's the question tonight, like you said. This USC offense has been nearly unstoppable every time they've played Colorado. 2 meetings ago, Matt Barkley sets the passing touchdowns record for USC in a game. Then last year, Cody Kessler decides to one-up him and put up 7. So it's really, whenever you think of this matchup, you think of USC receivers running wide open deep. And if the Buffaloes are going to have a chance, that just can't be the case tonight.
It's been a wild year on and off the field for USC. They've come on strong as of late. They've got a great offense, but also a great defense. They held Arizona Arizona State to under 100 rushing yards. So Colorado is going to have to go to Sefo Lufau in the air attack tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to want to try to come out and run the ball. You know, that's going to be the goal. But it's a tall task, and you're going to have a backup plan where you might have to throw the ball 40 to 50 times tonight. If the Buffs are going to have any chance to win this game, Sefo has to have his best game of the year. Shea Fields needs to be the deep threat that he's been, and Nelson Spruce needs to be working to get open. It has to be all clicking in the air for the Buffs tonight.
Colorado had a heartbreaking loss at UCLA a few weeks ago. They get blown out at home against Stanford. Ryan, how do the Buffaloes return to good form like we saw against UCLA?
It's really just going to be early. They have to come out early and get in a little rhythm. They've shown this year that they can move the ball and they can stop teams on defense. You look at another LA team in UCLA as kind of the blueprint for what this team can do. Now, on the other side, you have to be able to punch the ball when you get down there. The last 2 weeks, they're 3 of 10 when they come into the red zone, scoring touchdowns. You can't have that. If you're going to win this game, you need to come out fast, you need to come out strong, and you need to put some points on the board early.
Sefo Lufau has had a pretty good year. As of late, though, he was slow. It was clear in the Stanford game. Things weren't clicking. Kate Apse came in relief. Ryan, this week in practice, Sefo did well. What does he have to do to get back at it? Because, mentally, it's tough to come out of a game and go back the next week.
It's like I said, it's all going to be about getting out there early, getting some quick throws, getting your guys like Shea Fields, getting a Nelson Spruce involved early, showing what you can do to this defense, and kind of showing yourself that you can get into that rhythm, you can do that. Sefo Lufau is a capable quarterback. At his best, he's a top half quarterback in this conference, but he has to find that tonight, and he has to find it quick.
The defense will be a huge question mark for Colorado here tonight. Against Stanford on third downs, they were an absolute liability. What can the defense do to change what they do on third down? It's just hard to watch.
It's going to have to be pressure. Cody Kessler, not the type of quarterback to get out of the pocket and hurt you with his feet. You have to contain him from the edges, send Cheeto Uzie on some blitzes, and Derek McCartney has to make some noise back there. You cannot let him sit back there, because if he does, he's going to pick you apart all night.
Final game of the home season here at Folsom Field. It'll also be another final at Folsom Field. It'll be Larry Zimmer's final game broadcasting University of Colorado football. He's called over hundreds of games in his career at Folsom, both here at Folsom and on the road as well. And Ryan, one of the all-time greats. It'll be hard to say goodbye to Zim.
Yeah, what can you say? He's a legend. Anytime you think Colorado football, anytime you watch a highlight of the glory days of Colorado football, it's Zim's voice in the background. Countless memories here. It's going to be an emotional time in between the first and the second quarter when they kind of honor Zim up on the big board, and it's gonna be tough not having him around here anymore.
An incredible story. Last year he had a battle with health. No one knew if he was ever going to return. He did return for one more year, and boy, when I heard that announcement over the summer, it was so exciting because he is, if not the greatest. No, he's the all-time greatest, Ron. He's the all-time greatest Buffaloes announcer, and it'll be a privilege to be able to be up there with him while he's calling his final University of Colorado game. You have any favorite Zim memories?
Man, thinking about his call when Rashawn Salam went over 2,000, talking about how crazy this crowd was going, and there's so many. Just thinking about his voice gives me goosebumps. I'm almost getting emotional down here, but it's a special time, it's a special occasion, and he's a special man.
Well, it's going to be a fun night on the gridiron and up in the booth. Again, thank you for joining us alongside Ryan Koenigsberg. I'm Joe Parris. We'll send it back up to Jake Shapiro and Andrew Haubner.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Now, Shap, they talked a little bit about Larry Zimmer down there, and he's a guy who's actually right in the booth next to us. So it's going to be quite a historic night, win or lose, to have Zim calling his final game.
Well, my boss, Ryan Koenigsberg, got a little shaken up there.
Boss.
He says it right. Larry Zimmer is as much a part of Colorado football as any other person has been the last 30 years or really all time. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get his own bus next to Fred Folsom's. And being a kid that grew up in Colorado, Larry Zimmer means so much to people in Colorado, whether it be Broncos fans or Buffs fans. So it's going to be awesome to see how Colorado honors Larry Zimmer, truly a Colorado Sports Hall of Famer.
And one of his will be his last game on 850 KOA. Kickoff at 7 o'clock p.m. at Folsom Field. The Colorado Buffaloes will take on the USC Trojans. We appreciate you tuning in to the Radio 1190 pregame show presented by BSNDenver. Buffs and Trojans kicking off momentarily.